Hello again, a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Deni Kay and I'm here today with a bottle of Kilkerran Cask Strength 8-year-old. This is the rather recent Sherry Cask edition, which was bottled at 56.9% after being exclusively matured in sherry casks for a minimum of 8 years. Natural colouring, non-chill filtered. Now, this was distilled obviously by Glengyle Distillery, which is a Campbellton distillery, and founded by William Mitchell back in 1872. So obviously the same family that's part of the Springbank Distillery closed down like many distilleries did in Campbellton and reopened in 2000, began distilling in 2004. And you will notice that they had a lot of the work in progress bottlings that they released up until they did release really, I guess, what they were ready to call part of their core range. And some fantastic whiskey they do produce with a 12-year-old, 16-year-old. Anyway, if you've tried it, you would know. But don't want to keep harping on because I know that I can do that. And I try to keep these as short and sharp as possible. I've given this about 10 to 15 minutes in the glass now. Not added any water yet, but I will add some water because I do know that it does help a tiny bit for me. Fantastic nose, I really do have to say. It is an absolutely fantastic nose. It is a very funky nose. When I say funky, that damp dunnage style. Now, some underlying smoke and some sweetness that comes through for some fruit. And the fruit is both sweet and tart fruit because there is some tart cherries and currants that are in here, along with some nuts, right? But apart from that, you're also getting some dried fruits, which are some dates, raisins. There are maple syrup covered pancakes and also some mandarin zest as well. A little bit of spice. The spice right now is some pepper and some ginger. There's a lot going on. It is a fantastic nose. I really like it. Immediate spice and smoke. So very dense and rich whiskey, coats the mouth extremely well. Underlying smoke, which is very, very complementary. The spice that I mentioned, some candied ginger and some pepper, along with some clove. The tart fruit that I mentioned earlier is there. It is red currants, it is red grapes, and also some sour cherries. Nuts, yes, absolutely. There's also some salted nuts in there. I mentioned on the nose some pancakes, maple syrup. No pancakes here, but there is absolutely some maple syrup along with the dried fruits. It is a medium to long length finish, and there's some clove that just lingers on there with the candied ginger as well. Really, really nice. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this because I know that some water does help. It is about half a teaspoon that I've added in there. Right. If you have had, by any chance, the 5-year-old Kilkerran, which was part of the tasting week, the sherry matured, that was a really funky one. Now, I prefer this, but you'll know exactly what I mean because it is really a similar sort of whiskey in that sense. A lot of that sherry influence there, really, really funky with a little bit of smoke. Okay, now it's really, really lovely with a little bit of water. The spice is gone completely. So really what you're getting is, it is still that funky, sherry, sweet smoke that comes through. Salted nuts, dried fruits. The tart fruits have taken a little bit of a back seat now as well. Still some grape. Brown sugar, absolutely fantastic nose. Now this drinks well, even at 56.9%, with a little bit of water. It's not as dense, it's still very rich. It coats the mouth extremely, extremely well. Smoke has died down a tidy bit. the spice that I mentioned earlier. So there's no pepper, a little bit of candied ginger, a little bit of clove. What you also will get now is some more savory notes that come through, which are almost some herbal notes that I'm getting, along with the dried fruit that I mentioned earlier, and the nuts. It is a very, very, very good whiskey. Absolutely worth the price point. So this came out about $150 a bottle. I think it's absolutely worth that. I would give this an 8.5 out of 10, and I would absolutely recommend this if you can find this on the shelf, because I think that this is one that absolutely sells out very, very quickly. And that's why, and even now, I'm still getting some of the Mandarin that comes through there as well. There's a lot going on. So honestly, I think with this bottle, the more time that you spend with it, the more you'll find, because there are absolutely layers there. It is a fantastic whiskey, very well made. I can keep talking about it, but I think I've said enough. So, thank you very much. Once again, cheers to you. Till next time.